Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the constituency of Shipley in West Yorkshire could be something of a bellwether for the election. A Conservative seat for 30 years, Labour then held it from 1997 until 2005, when it switched back to the Tories. Could it flip again? Or could the appearance of the Women's Equality Party on the ballot herald a new era? Michael Crick reports.
Like so many towns in the Eastern Pennines, Shipley has a history of swinging both ways. Sometimes electing Labour MPs, more often Tories. But now these hills and mills are home to another contest. The sitting Conservative Philip Davies prides himself on not being PC and has stoked the wrath of feminists through opposing measures designed to help women.
Where's my canvassing captain?
Sophie Walker, leader of the new Women's Equality Party, chose to fight Shipley above any other seat. And the local Greens, who have 3 councillors, have stood down to back her. She's accused Davies of misogyny.
Philip Davies talks about equality in terms that really make it very difficult to achieve. He's a proponent of the idea that you achieve equality by treating everybody exactly the same, and that fails entirely to see the very specific and different kinds of inequalities that people from different backgrounds and experiences have, and it makes it even harder to tackle them directly and effectively.
But Sophie Walker could struggle with some round here. And what about the Women's Equality Party? Do you believe in women's equality?
No, I don't.
Really?
No, I don't.
What, you think men should be on top?
Yes, I do.
Should women have the vote?
Yeah, I do think they should have a vote, yeah, of course I do.
Equal pay?
Definitely. But, you know, men do rule.
And men should rule, do you think?
They should do, yeah, they should.
Good afternoon, Mr Davies.
No. Oh, Mr Crick.
Are you anti-women?
No, don't be ridiculous.
Your opponents seem to think you're a bit of a misogynist.
Oh, they're wrong, aren't they?
Why did you try and talk out Nusrat Ghani's bill on honour killings?
I didn't talk out Ghani's bill on honour killings. It was a 10-minute rule bill. It's impossible to talk out a bill on honour killings when it's a 10-minute rule bill. But I thought that the bill should apply to men as well as women, and Nusrat Ghani, I think, and now agrees with me that it should apply to male victims as well as female victims.
You also voted against the Istanbul Convention, didn't you?
Yes, because it should apply to... if you're a victim of violence, it shouldn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. It shouldn't matter whether the perpetrator's a man or a woman.
This was specifically about violence which is against women because they are women.
No, it was about all violence against women. Again, do your research, read the bill, Michael. You're usually good at these things. You're losing your touch here.
Why do you think they've stood against you?
Publicity stunt.
Publicity stunt?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, they don't care about Sharia councils. Somebody actually emailed the Women's Equality Party and asked what they thought about Sharia councils discriminating against women. Do you know what they said?
No.
Nothing. They said that's a politically partisan issue and we don't have opinions on politically partisan matters. Real discrimination against women before the very eyes, and they do absolutely nothing about it.
Yes, and I personally think that Sharia councils are discriminatory to women. I think they're a really bad thing for women, and we're working with the specialist organisations to pull together ideas on how we can help women who are trapped in that system of law.
Why aren't you bolder? Why aren't you advocating that they should be abolished?
We are. Have you looked at our manifesto? If you look at our manifesto and you look at the policy document that we issued as soon as we came out, we were very, very clear that we have to support women who are trapped in secondary systems of law which are not supporting them and actually are making life very difficult for them.
But Philip Davies does have female fans.
We're just ordinary constituents.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Mr Davies?
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
We love him to pieces.
Yes.
He makes common sense, and we're going to vote for him.
The Women's Equality Party, their leader, has decided to stand against Mr Davies because they think he's anti-women.
Absolutely not. Rubbish.
No, rubbish.
Absolute rubbish.
So what do you think?
I can't even say anything more than that. That what you're asking me is rubbish.
What's he done for women, do you think?
Everything.
Like what?
Absolutely everything. Mentally and physically. And I hope it's
Through the Blair years, Labour held this seat, but doesn't give a sense of winning it back. I get the impression you're not really taking it very seriously.
No, I am taking it seriously. But we have to admit that this was a snap general election. We've had 4 weeks to kind of put a campaign together. And this is what was thought to be a kind of a defensive general election for Labour. I still think it is, but as the polls and as things are moving in our direction, I think we might even pick up 1 or 2 seats.
Isn't it an indictment of the Labour Party that the Women's Equality Party feel the need to stand in this seat rather than relying on other parties?
No, I don't think it is an indictment. We don't need the Women's Equality Party to help us with women's equality. You know, the Labour Party is a party of women's equality.
The Lib Dems last time got less than 4%.
I think we'll do much better this time, and I think our position on Brexit is different from Labour and Conservative, and that's the point of view we wanted to put across.
Philip Davies is being backed by UKIP, and Sophie Walker's intervention could help him too, splitting the left of centre vote in a seat that's never had a female MP.
I've been getting away